Living by Design is brought to you by Dr. Karen Rodman and the Ren Foundation.
Hello and welcome to the Living by Design show. I am Kathy Holloway Hill and I'm thrilled to be here with another engaging, empowering discussion. I am sitting here with the lovely Dr. Karen Rodman, and she is going to talk about our guest today, and I'm thrilled about that. So Karen,
yes,
who is our guest today?
Our guest is the wonderful sister friend of mine, Dr. Yvonne Allu, a chiropractic specialist, acupuncture therapist, health educator, and movement specialist who has founded a wonderful organization called Ren, Real Empowerment Now, of which I am a proud board member, which promotes health and wellness.
Oh, I love that. So Ren is an acronym.
Yes, Real Empowerment Now. It was founded in 2015 in honor of Dr. Allu's brother, Kenneth Ren Murray.
And you're a board member.
Yes, I am a proud board member.
I love that. I love that. So what made you decide to want to become a board member?
Because Mrs. Allu, Dr. Allu, promotes health and wellness. And as a physician and neurologist, I can appreciate that. She has 3 programs which she'll discuss, which promote movement therapy for health, proper eating, and also focusing on thyroid health, which is often underrepresented, underappreciated health disorder in our community. So I had to support my sister friend, Dr. Allu, in this.
Karen, thank you so much. That was a magnificent introduction. So we're going to be right back, and we're going to hear from Dr. Allu.
Tony Lamont presents Living by Design with host Kathy Holloway Hill. Kathy is a strong, powerful voice. She entertains, informs, and inspires her audiences everywhere she goes.
And welcome back. As promised, we are now here with the beautiful Dr. Yvonne Allu. And I am so thrilled to have you here on Living by Design.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes, absolutely. We can't wait to hear all these amazing things. Now, the Ren Foundation, that's what it's called, right?
Yes.
Now, tell us what Ren stands for, the acronym REM, and then what do you do?
Okay, REN stands for Real Empowerment Now, and we are an empowerment foundation. It's a 501c3 charitable organization, and we are devoted to helping people and empowering them to live their healthiest and happy and full lives.
Love it. We need that so very much. Now, I know you have 3 components that are part of REM. Is that correct?
Yes. There are 3 signature programs that we have as part of our organization.
Gotcha.
But our goal overall is to empower people to seek wellness and to create vibrant socially economic communities by creating the programs and supporting programs and events which promote health and wellness through artistry, health, and humanity.
Now, I love that, artistry, health, and humanity. How do you do that through artistry?
Through artistry, we have let me talk a little bit about our programs.
Okay.
The artistry end of it comes under Jazz for the Health of It. That's one of our signature programs. We have another program called In My Sister's Kitchen, and the third program is The Butterfly Effect. So what I know about artistry is that art has the ability to transform, uplift, and inspire people and heal.
True.
So when we look at the health aspect of it and healing, art has played a role in it for so long. Look at the practice of music therapy. People aren't really thinking in terms of art when they think music therapy, but music is an art form. It's a practice. We practice the art of medicine in healing people every day.
Very good point.
Yes.
And I love that. I love what you said about music, because music is very powerful. I mean, it has, for me, it can literally, emotionally, mentally take me back to a place. I can smell the smells. I can hear the sounds. It can literally take, if I hear a song that reminds me of something in my past, it can literally take me there with all 5 of my senses. I mean, I can smell my father's cologne, and, you know, it makes me emotional just thinking about it. So I absolutely agree with you. I love that.
Yes, and it's a wonderful art form. And when we think about utilizing artistry, there's so many components to it that comes into play. We chose jazz music, so our program really is a movement and music centered wellness program.
Right.
Jazz for the health of it. What we do is we have music, jazz music. We focus on the historical richness of jazz. Think about it. Jazz is American, born out of the African American community in America, played internationally, loved internationally, but very much American. And so we want to preserve the history of that. That's why we choose jazz music. And the music and the movement part of it, the component of it, dance, we know, and not only from research, it's supported that dance has so many benefits in connecting with the brain and the body and movement therapy.
Absolutely.
So that program is devoted to keeping people moving, because we know movement is healthy.
Absolutely.
Impacts all of the health systems.
And that's only one component of the 3, because you said there were 3 aspects of Ren,
Yes.
R-E-N. So what are the other 2?
In
Or the second one?
Our second program is In My Sister's Kitchen.
Oh.
Yes. And, well, we know.
There's the other amazing aspect of humanity is food, eating.
It's communal.
I believe it.
I mean, you think about it, business deals, family time together. It's one of the first things you do when you get up in the morning. You go down to the kitchen, right? A lot of things magical happen in the kitchen.
Yes.
And my sisters around the world, sisters here, not only just my sister, you're my sister. Dr. Karen is my sister, but my sisters all over the world are leaders and responsible for their families, and they're leaders in the community. So what better place to tackle and to educate and be advocates for quality of living through nutritional therapy,
Right.
Healthy eating habits, and dietary training.
Excellent.
That's just one aspect of it. Where we see In My Sister's Kitchen going in the future is having significant roundtable discussions, not only about food, but the things that impact our communities that will take us to that socially economic stable community.
Now, see, I love that. I love everything you're saying, especially the community piece of it, because we both know that our community is in a very, very, I'll just say, a sick place right now. And we need healing.
Absolutely.
And we need healing in multiple ways. So
we take a holistic approach.
And I love
We take
that.
the holistic approach
Excellent.
because you know that the Trinity, the mind, the body, the spirit, that's what whole health is about.
That's right.
So we can say that food is one component of that.
Right.
But we know that people have emotional reasons why they eat. Right, not just for the physical nutrition that we
Exactly.
need, but so there's so many other components to that. So we're
Absolutely.
hoping to address that, because when I say we're approaching health, we're talking about whole health.
And I'm gonna stop you right there, because what you're saying is so very important, and we have so much more to discuss with this amazing individual. So please stay tuned. We will be right back. Hi, and welcome back to Living by Design. We are still here with Dr. Yvonne Allu, and I am having such an amazing conversation with her. And before we went to break, we spoke about the holistic approach that you take, and I just want to let you know I absolutely love that, because I don't think enough people realize how the mind and the body and the spirit and the soul and everything is connected, because just because you're emotionally distraught doesn't mean it won't affect your physical health. So I am so glad you made that point. That was
I mean, how many times have we ourselves, not only we ourselves, but our girlfriends have said, well, I'm going through a little stressful time, and I reached for Ben and Jerry or Baskin Robbins.
Right.
Am I plugging people?
Right.
Yeah, so
Yes, you are, and it's okay.
there's an emotional component
Right.
to our eating. And so we want people to be fully aware of how food impacts our health and how food
Absolutely.
impacts disease. I mean, when you think about it, I read a statistic recently that in 20 years, the current status, 1 in 3 children are obese.
I believe that.
Obesity is impacting our community in so many different ways.
And it's destroying our health, and it's destroying our lives.
It is.
Now you have a third program that's
Yes.
part of Ren. The N. What is that?
Yes, the butterfly effect.
Oh, the butterfly effect. Okay, so
Yes.
I know what that means. So tell our
Well,
viewers.
It's all about thyroid health
I love
and creating awareness around thyroid health. The thyroid gland is a little butterfly-shaped gland that sits at the base of your neck. But what people really don't know, a lot of people don't know a lot about it,
Right.
unless you've been suffering with thyroid issues or been diagnosed with thyroid disease. But the thyroid gland sends out hormones that impact every single cell in your body.
Yes.
So, someone may be suffering with too much of a thyroid hormone, hyperthyroidism, or too little hypothyroidism, and it's wreaking havoc on the body. They may be suffering with cardiovascular disease, and it can affect you from something as simple as being fatigued all the way up to heart disease.
Oh, no, wait. So the thyroid can cause or affect cardiovascular health?
Absolutely. So, we want to make people aware and provide them with the resources. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel here, but we want to be a resource for
That's
them
great
so that they can
information.
come to us and get that information and create and have the conversations with their physicians. If someone is recently diagnosed with high blood pressure, or if someone is having that weight gain, that creep, or if they have a swelling in their neck, possibly goiter, they can have that conversation with their physician, and they can we can inspire them to be healthier.
Now you said it quickly, so I'm going to go back to it. Goiter. Explain. My mother had a massive goiter. I was discovered that I had a small goiter, but I don't think a lot of people know what that is. So
yeah.
what
It's
is a
swelling of the thyroid gland, inflammation
Right.
of the thyroid gland.
Right.
Sometimes it could be simply inflamed and increase in size. Sometimes it can have nodules inside it. But anytime someone is experiencing an expansion or an increase in the size of their neck, they should seek medical attention
Right.
immediately.
Right. And I remember a time, and the only reason I'm telling this story is because it's very important for everyone to know, and you can't even tell anything because my neck looks normal. However, when I went to get a routine physical, this a couple of years ago, they wanted me to go and get it ultrasound, get an ultrasound of my thyroid, and they wanted to do a biopsy.
To have an assessment.
It's very important that people understand how critical that tiny little butterfly-shaped organ is.
Statistics show that 30 million people suffer with thyroid disease. 15 million are undiagnosed.
I believe it. Is that male and female?
Yeah, well, what we do know is that women are 10 times more likely to develop thyroid disease, more so than a man.
Okay.
But male and female suffer with thyroid issues. So we want to get the word out, and that's what the butterfly effect is all about. To just get it's a public health program to increase awareness about thyroid health.
So cardiovascular, goiter, swelling. What are some of the other?
Oh, we could have a myriad of symptoms, neuropathy, peripheral, well, I won't use that word, neuropathies, pins and needles, the sensations, the
Right,
numbness
right,
and
right.
tingling in the legs,
okay.
hair loss,
Wow.
irritability, weight gain,
Ooh.
slowed metabolism. Those are a number of things that could happen when the thyroid goes haywire, either in a hyper status or a hypo status.
Wow.
So in the future, we'll have a lot more information coming out and do some podcasts around that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I love everything that your foundation stands for because it's amazing.
I'm excited. I'm glad.
And I know you're also an artist too, so I wanted to get that in there. And you're a beautiful singer, so look for her because I've heard your voice and it's awesome. And I know you've done some things with the USO in your program.
Okay.
So.
Yes. So I want to tell you how Ren came about.
Okay. Yes.
How I
absolutely.
came to Ren
Please.
and Ren came to me.
Please do.
Ren was my brother Kevin Renier Murray's nickname. We called him Ren. He's deceased. He passed away in 2009. And he was a lover of music. He was a wonderful person. He was charitable. He was a motorcycle rider for 27 years. He rode for charities. The Boys and Girls Club of America was his favorite charity. And he rode to raise funds for them. He was a father and a husband and a wonderful son and brother. And he introduced me to music at an early age, put me in my first talent show when I was 10.
Oh, boy.
So, I grew up in a very musical household. But in a way to honor him, I chose Ren as the name of the foundation. And yes, we use that name and the acronym Real Empowerment Now because we're all about empowering people and giving them access right now to live a healthier and fuller life. But so 20 years, my experience as a chiropractic physician, doing movement therapy, working as an acupuncturist, and a health educator, I had an opportunity to consolidate and marry two things that I love. And that's health and community service along with art, and that's my music. So I have an opportunity to do both. And it was a long time coming, but I was very passionate about it. And I love music, and I love community service and healthcare.
Well, I love that word passion. And with that, we're going to just take another quick break. And we want you to stay with us because we have so much more from this brilliant spirit. Welcome back. We are having such a magnificent conversation. We have talked about so much during the break. And before we went to break, we talked about how Ren came to you and how you came up with the name and your brother and all that. And I just loved that story. Now, let's talk a little bit more about that and also some of the programs that people can sign up for.
Well, I started thinking about starting this foundation, and I knew I wanted to honor my brother. And I asked some people to come on board with me. And initially, we started out with Miss Leona Warner. She worked with the Gates Foundation. She has a history in working in marketing and communications. And Mr. Gordon Fikes, who is also a health educator and health researcher. And our board just expanded. We have new members, Dr. Karen Rodman, neurologist.
Awesome.
And we have John Mays, entrepreneur and sole proprietor at Chef Joseph's Connoisseur Room. So we're excited about our expansion. We have Lynette O'Neill, who is the provost, assistant provost with the University of Illinois.
That is
So
amazing.
we have an amazing board is what we have.
Yes.
And we have great expectations and we're going places. We had our first program this year and we chose to launch under Jazz for the Health of It, Ren's Jazz for the Health of It.
Okay.
The Indiana
Now,
Arts
when did you
Commission.
start it? When did you found the
Oh, I'm
actual?
sorry about that.
No, it's
2015. So we're not even a year old
Oh,
yet.
bless her, you're
We've got our
brand
legs.
new.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. We're brand new with a mission now. And it was recognized that we're brand new with a mission. We received a grant, we received funding from the Indiana Arts Commission. They have Arts in the Park initiative, and that's all about bringing art to the state parks. So they provided the funding to host the Ren Foundation's 1940s USO show. So and that's what we chose to do, to bring art into the park.
And that's when you sung.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
This lady has an amazing voice. I know I'm
Thank you.
embarrassing you, but
Thank
I just
you.
had to get that out
Thank
there
you.
because you are just.
Well, when you talk about amazing, the USO Camp Show was amazing because it provided us an opportunity to honor our veterans. The USO is 75 years old this year.
Wow.
So we chose to do a USO Camp Show simply because we wanted to have this community awareness event that made people aware of the sacrifice that our veterans made. We wanted to honor them.
Right.
And we also wanted to display how the arts played a role and continues to play a role with our soldiers. That's what the USO was all about, bringing entertainment to soldiers
Yes.
to give them a sense of home. So that was music therapy for the soldiers back in the 1940s when they launched. So we did a reenactment out at Fort Harrison State Park, which was a military civilian training camp.
Right.
So it was a historic moment to do something very historic in a park that were served as a military training camp. So we had singers, we had a big band, the Clifford Radcliffe Big Band, we had singers, Brenda Williams, myself, Larry Green, Gina McLaughlin. We had the Kenyette Dance Company giving dance instructions for the public so that they could learn some of the dances from the 1940s. It was amazing, and they demonstrated and they performed. It was really an amazing event. The USO was involved. We had representation from the USO, a representative from the American Legion, and our sponsor was, like I said before, the Indiana Arts Commission, but we also had collaborative sponsors, the Department of Natural Resources, the Museum of 20th Century Warfare, which is located out at Fort Harrison. So we had a lot of people on board, and the state of Indiana, of course, who kicked in, who supports the Arts Commission. So it was a wonderful event, and it was our first project, and we look forward to doing more.
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, if there's anyone out there who is very interested in becoming involved or wanting to attend some of your training, your classes, your programs, everything that you offer, even you as an acupuncturist, I may want to make an appointment for that.
Come on in.
Yes. Please give your website out or your social media names or however people can get in touch with you.
They can look us up on www.therenfoundation.org.
Okay.
That's how they will reach us. You can also email us at info@therenfoundation.org. And you can tweet us if you'd like.
Okay.
Ren_empowerment.
Excellent.
Yes.
So are you on Facebook or?
We are the Ren Foundation on Facebook.
That's easy.
Yes, it is.
And what about Instagram?
We're not on Instagram yet.
Okay. What about
Okay.
LinkedIn?
We're on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yes.
The Ren Foundation.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes.
So we wanted to make sure that people had that, communication information
Absolutely.
or
We'd
contact.
love for them to come out and visit our website.
Yes.
Take a stroll around the website, a tour, see what you like, donate if you'd like, because we certainly are running a capital campaign to increase our funding to support our programs.
Right.
It's all about, and we work with other partners as well.
I'm glad
that
you
I
said
didn't
that.
mention.
Yes, please go ahead and talk about that.
We reach out and we want to work with other organizations, be they government organizations, food community organization, food organizations such as Gleaners. We're working together and partnering. The American Heart Association, we're in talks right now about putting together a Ren Walk. It's all about the heart health as well.
I absolutely love that. You're saying.
So if there's an organization out there who wants to partner with us, absolutely reach out by all means.
Okay, you heard that. So I know there are a ton of you out there. So we are all about building the community one person at a time here on Living by Design. And that's what it's all about, is designing your life. And you have to design your life through self, health, and wealth enhancement. So everything you're saying is just, it's perfect, Dr. Yvonne, and you're just awesome and amazing, and I love you for the work you're doing.
Oh,
and,
I love you. Thank you.
yeah. And
It's okay to touch. Touch is healing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So is there anything coming up in the near future that we need to know about?
Well, we are currently working towards our podcast so that we will be able to put information out. We're going to use all of the new media that's available to us.
Oh, great.
And hoping to get our podcast uploaded to our website so that we can talk about and provide educational materials and
that.
workshops online for people to be able to access. So you can walk in down the street and tap into the Ren Foundation.
I love that. Awesome. You have just been an absolute wealth of knowledge. I appreciate you. I love you. I'm proud of you. I also want to say thank you to my dear sister friend, Dr. Karen Rodman, for introducing you.
Absolutely.
And you know,
she's a gem.
Oh my goodness!
a gem.
Don't get me started
Yes.
talking about her because
You talk about good
we don't have
people.
enough time.
Yes.
It would just take too much time to talk about how amazing she is, and she's on your board.
Yes, when I told her that I was going to launch this foundation, she said, "I'm here for you." And when the time came, I said, "Karen, are you still?" And she said, "I'm here for you."
Well,
And
we
she's
thank
that
her
kind
for
of
that
person.
awesome introduction of you, and she actually did a wonderful job because she described you perfectly. So we thank you for coming on our show today and just sharing all of this great information. And we also invite you out there to get involved. That's how we're going to heal our community. Each individual, each one teach one, each one reach one. We thank you for joining us for this episode of Living by Design, and we'll see you next week.